bit different this time around? Last year you were on day 5 or something, and now you got to experience defense, and a year behind you coming into spring.
Yeah, there's no question. Aside from the experience, just the mentality is different. The attention to detail that we're paying, which is exciting too. The biggest thing for us in our mentality is just staying humble and hungry and having a willingness to grow. And you can see it in their attention to detail and how they want to grow, not even just with the schemes, but more importantly with the fundamentals, the techniques, and how we operate in the pre-snap is totally different, understandably, being a year into this deal now. So we're able to do a little bit more, with before the pre-snap with disguises and things like that, because we understand what we're doing when the ball's snapped now.
You look back on last year now and think, man, how did we do that? We had 5 days to get ready and put this thing together, and now does it feel like this huge luxury that you've got this group back?
There's no question, and it's a blessing that these guys want to continue to grow and develop, and we were putting in, 2 defenses. We're putting 1 defense in each day at a time, and now, we got 75% of our concepts in day number 2, so it's a huge difference. Again, we've got to continue to work to be consistent, though. That's our big goal, is to continue to be consistent with how we prepare every day so that we can continue to grow.
You guys have talked even during the season about situational awareness in the secondary, improving it. Without giving away the farm here, but what exactly does that look like to go about improving it in an off-season where that is clearly the biggest disconnect in your stats and performance?
Yeah, and you know what? So I think one of the biggest things for us to go forward is to continue to grow our football IQ. And obviously that pertains to not only the schemes and the technique, but the situations and how we play those techniques. And that's hard the first year in the defense. You're trying to play the techniques and the fundamentals within the schemes. Now we're able to apply that better to the situations we get and put ourselves in better situations to execute those techniques. Whether it be in short yardage situations, long yardage situations, we want to improve our short yardage run game and how we're stopping on 3rd and 1 and 2, obviously, and we want to always up that number on the 3rd and extra longs, and that comes down to not only the secondary but the rush on those 3rd and longs as well. We've got to apply better pressure to the quarterback.
What does Rod bring to this staff?
Number one, he is an extremely good teacher. His ability to communicate clear and concise and to see what's going on out here already with their techniques, their ability to play different techniques at the line of scrimmage, off the ball, mixing things up, change the windows on the quarterback has been extremely valuable for our guys and for the defense.
What would you like with Thomas of trying him at the safety spot, or I guess the nickel spot for you guys? What about?
So because we were able to be very multiple in the fronts last year, now we're going to expand and move that into the secondary as well, and be able to have multiple sets where we're able to use a different amount of DBs, and mix that up, change those windows. And Thomas is a guy that has a high football IQ and wants to play inside at times situationally and things like that. So like we were doing last year, getting speed on the field in the front, now we're trying to get as much speed on the field as well in the secondary. And with his football IQ and his knowledge, that allows us to do that, to move him around and try him at different positions.
Are there other players that fit that ability to try other spots in the secondary for you?
Well, I think any one of the safeties have to be multiple. They've got to be able to play any of the inside positions. So the way we're doing it right now is everybody's learning. Everybody's learning the technique, so if we need to plug them in, it's spring ball. If something happens and we need a guy, then we're going to slide them in there, and they've got to be on point and know what the techniques are that pertain to the scheme.
What are you looking at weak side backer to replace Troy? I know
Yeah.
Sampson's back from an experience standpoint,
Right.
but now that we're having this conversation, we tried in December, but
Right.
now that we're having it.
We're here now,
Yeah.
and that's exactly right. And so naturally the guys with the most experience, obviously Isaac being the leader of the group, who played a ton of really good snaps last year, and then bringing Sampson into the fold and getting, those right now are the 2 most experienced guys, and you got MJ as well as a whole host of young guys that either redshirted last year or guys that are new to the program. But that's the foundation inside right now, and how we will go and grow and how we operate on the field, those guys will lead us. And then obviously every day is competition. That's one of the best things. You got depth. It's a crowded room. That provides competition every single day that you come to the meeting rooms and you come to the practice field.
On those edges, your guys mainly, after Mace and Kayvon, it's pretty wide open from an experience standpoint.
No question.
Isaac and Trevin were guys who
Redshirted.
redshirted but didn't even get on the field, but put on significant weight. How much better position are they now compared to a year ago just to play and contribute?
No question. And so much like KT and Mace last year, we had Bryson and Lamar we are able to use those guys and then bring in the freshmen and get them going, get them comfortable without throwing the whole plate at them at one time. They're able to excel. We're taking the same approach with the younger guys now that redshirted last year. They're going to be very capable after a year of developing with Coach Feld, and they're different. Their bodies are different, the way they move is different, and obviously their understanding of the defense is at a whole nother level.
Andrew's also with that group now. How's that transition gone for him?
Well, so I mean, he's playing the same position he had played last year. We house we're really it's edge players. So any and all of the edge players are in the outside linebacker room. So it really hasn't changed a whole lot. Him being in the room allows him to do more now because now he's hearing more of the true and man on line of scrimmage stuff. Yes.
Talk about being more multiple at the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Is part of that a byproduct of just having so much talent and wanting to find ways to
There's
get
no
those guys
question.
involved?
Always. If guys deserve roles to be on the field because what they're doing off the field, what they're doing in the classroom, on campus, and here in our film rooms, and how they're working, we will find ways to get guys on the field. That only helps us. That allows us to be more multiple. Offense has got to prepare for more things. It allows us to have more in the bag. You know, when we face these different offenses, you know, you're going to face pro styles, you're going to face the spreads, the spread reads, the spread air raids, you know, so we've got to be able to put a defense on the field that's going to be able to pertain to those.
With no game to prepare for, how do you define a successful practice?
How we operate, number one, first and foremost, our mentality and how we operate in the pre-snap. That's always, okay? And we can skip everything in between from how that ball snapped and how we execute and go right to the end and finish. That's what we want to see right away. And then, you know, what we do focus on is an individual. It's all about those fundamentals and those techniques. And when we get to the film room, then we focus on from that ball snap, obviously everything in between, because now we can coach. When they're on the field, we want them going fast. So for us, a successful practice, how we operate before the ball snap and how we operate and finish on those things. And now obviously the mentality we play with and the fun we have out there too.
When you talk about trying to put a lot of these guys on the field, Andy, in particular, especially in those third down stuff.
Yeah.
All right, again, we're not talking about a game week, so I know it's scheme, but I don't want to get too detailed.
Yeah.
But how exotic does one get where, like, Rex Ryan used to throw 9 and 10 DBs. I think the Eagles have done stuff like that where, again, you're facing a passing situation. Do you get inspired by things like
There's
9
no question.
and 10 DB packages?
When we start getting into those passing situations, as much speed on the field as possible. Up front and in the secondary. And so, to answer your question, we're not game planning for anybody. What we're doing is we're building on our packages and fine-tuning our ability to execute in these different packages. And when we get into a normal week of spring ball here, I mean, Tuesday's like the beginning of a practice. Tuesday of a game week. We're working hard on the run game fundamentals and what we're doing in the early downs, the first and second downs, and then obviously we're progressing through the week on how we're playing the other situations. So we're not game planning anyone, but we're building on our packages as we go throughout the week, each week.
Time for a couple more. How have you seen Adrian Jackson's return? Obviously, he missed last season. Does he seem like a really explosive player? Has he
Very
kept that?
explosive,
What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's explosive now, so he's well on his way to getting back and doing his thing out there. And we're excited about that because that gives us another guy off the edge that can absolutely get off the ball and go. So we're extremely excited about his progress and where he's going.
Is he an outside? He's an edge guy
Yeah, he's
exclusively?
An edge guy. He's an edge guy.